Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Beer with the Boss, that podcast where a guy and his boss have a beer together, talk about technology and anything that is trending at the moment. So let us know what you want us to talk about in the comments of this episode. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, to activate notifications, and to like this episode as well, because this really helps us, especially right now that we're starting. This will be awesome. My name is Rodrigo Matos. I work at Webeta, and today here with me is my boss, Joel Zamboni. Hey, Joel, how are you doing today?
Hey, Rodrigo, I'm doing fine. How is things there? Yeah, thank you guys for joining. We are open in more places now. We are at Amazon, Google, Apple, and as usual, Spotify. So you can find us in more places. How are you?
I'm great, man. Thank you so much. I want to ask you a very important question right now. What beer are you drinking today?
So I went down today a lot. Like I was in the Europeans, then last week I tried European made in US. Well, yeah, I've been doing this. Well, today's simple Michelot Ultra Pure Gold, like low carb beer, just trying things. It seems that it was like, it's good. It has no taste. It's good.
It's good as well. It's good to drink water sometimes, you know? Yeah, that's what the doctors say.
Water yellow. Well, at least not salty. People salty will think it was something else.
Not very good to be yellow and salty. No,
no good.
Yeah. Well, I'm drinking I'm drinking a Brazilian beer called Colorado Indica. It's an IPA, and this one is especially, it's an IPA with Rapadura sugar. Rapadura is a Brazilian treacle kind of brown sugar sweet, which is very, very sweet, but the beer is not very sweet. Do
they do that because of increase the alcohol? Because the bacteria will eat the sugar to make alcohol or something like that?
No idea. Let me see. Oh, it's 7%. Maybe.
I was like, maybe they do that for the alcohol, because if you add sugar, right, the bacteria
makes
has more
sense.
food to eat. Yeah, so.
We don't only talk about technology, we talk about chemistry as well here.
Yeah,
right?
You see?
Yeah. Biology, yeah?
Biology, right? It's like bacteria.
Let's talk about education then, Joe, if we're talking about these things. Well, today the idea is for us to talk about a little bit about certifications, and is it worthy to have certifications or not? And I want to start with a very controversial question. Maybe some of our listeners will think this is very controversial, but I have to ask that question anyway. What do you think, Joel? Is it more valuable nowadays to have a university degree or like a tech certification, for example, like a technical certification for a professional person?
So that's a complicated question. So at college those days, it's really complicated to get to finish, unless you have on technical skills, right? They'll take like a long time to deliver you to the market. So it takes a long time, but it gives you a good base about technology and how it works, and you can use that base to learn new technologies in a way that will be, maybe faster, maybe a little slower than people that are on the market, because it depends on the college that you do. It's like if you do, I don't know, if you're a computer engineer, something that you may have fewer jobs, but high-paying jobs to do that job. But if you do, I don't know, IT business or something like that, you have more jobs, short, but like low-pay jobs. On the other hand, whatever you learn today in a college probably will be, maybe not replaced, but it's not like the end result. Like if you get too deep, it's not the end result that the user wants, right? So it's kind of hard. What I'm trying to say is, like, if you go with college, you'll learn to do your chores. I think Elon Musk said that, which is a good thing, right? The market. So it doesn't, it proves that you'll do your chores. Elon Musk, I think, to do that. if you get a certification, it also kind of proves that you do your chores. You have to get many. The problem is how long the college will expire and how long the certification will expire. The college you carry for the rest of your life, even if it doesn't help you to know anything, but you have a certificate that you carry for the whole rest of your life. The certification you carry for as long as it's valid, right? So it doesn't really... either if you take a certification or taking the college, it doesn't matter. You have to study for the rest of your life. So it's your option. The market, if you are going like to do chip designs in very skilled engineering process, they require a college degree, physics or things like that. If you just go to the business side, I don't see this requirement anymore. So unless if you're doing rocket science and things like that, it all depends on where you want to work and for how long you want to stay with that title. Like I have a bunch of certifications when I was a kid, and it's like, who remembers living Windows anything and Neanderthal technology? It's like I have one of those somewhere. It's like nobody uses. Maybe government uses that shit somewhere, but nobody cares. It's like why computer science, it stays with you forever.
Yeah, but then the certifications were like 20 years ago, right? But then you see the university and man, things don't seem to change that fast. What I mean
and
is
that's a problem for Dane, right? It's like, yeah, I didn't finish college, and I don't think, and I took this decision based on this thing. It's like, man, what I'm learning here, you take forever to me to go to the market. Even today, if I get someone who just leave the college, it takes forever to the person to get to go to be productive, because they're so disconnected from what's happening. And then if you get a college that is connected to what's happening, it's a short-lived diploma. So you have to be more business focused. So I believe that the whole education system has to change. I don't know if we have not the basic, the high school and these things. These things have to improve, but not change. Everybody has to have a minimum knowledge of everything to be a human, respectable human, to understand society and those things. Maybe up to there. So we are not born with this, how our society works, right? Finance. I think now those days, my kids have financial education on school, right? And they are in 7th grade, so something like that, 5th grade, 7th grade. So, which I didn't have. So those things are important to teach, right? Not only the old math problems, if my brother came from the market with 2 bananas and ate one, it's like, use something better, right? You have $10 in your bank account, and then you have an interest rate of 1%. How much? So let's use math the way that we're gonna use in life, right? So, and I think my kids now in 5th grade, they have a checkbook and they get paid virtual money for good things, and they get removed from money from their account for bad things, which is amazingly capitalist and good.
American schools.
Yeah, like public school teaching them how to. Yeah, okay, I like that.
God save America.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you have a checkbook? Yeah, and if we do that, we get it's like a virtual 200 or some hundreds of dollars. Like, oh boy, that's a good way to learn. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like, there's no more study without working, and there's no more work without studying. We have to come up with something that's not a college and is not the work. Like here at Weber, we say that we support a lifelong learning culture, right? It's one of our values is there. It's like there's no way this company or any company will survive if we don't train people who work with us. We don't provide training, or we don't try to push people to get new knowledge every day. So as part of the work, should have training time. Like, we try to foment this, that people use some time to learn, because I mean, there's no way. It's like, I think I heard things like Germany has own train job, like it's part of the thing, that the college process, that you stay on the work for a while. I'm not sure if it's true or not. I didn't follow up on this. But I guess we have to change the system in a way that the market will benefit, and the market also is responsible for keep the people trained. There's no more like I think the AT&T CEO at some point in the past, he was trying to convert their infrastructure to SDN, software-defined network, and for some reason he gave up to train his old engineers, because they wouldn't change their mindset, which is so sad, right? Engineers that used to how can I say, the forefront of technology, in at some point they are like, the company stopped training, they stop keeping the culture that they cannot learn a new thing, which is why they're hiring new engineers just to create this new infrastructure based on software-defined network, which is completely awful. It's like, how did you let your business let the people work for you down? If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Sam Walton or someone kind of like that, the Walmart creator. And I think this is a story in Brazil. I don't know if it's true here. I never researched it here, but the story that I heard is that he was talking with someone, and then the person says, what if you train the people and the people leave us? And then reply back, what if they stay with us, right?
Yeah.
Which will be a video. So education has to be part of the business. So I guess internally we're trying to create what we call Weber Academy, that's coming maybe in the next 6 months or so. That's a way to train people, give training for, not for free maybe, but for people who want to join the company before they join. Because it's we don't see this as like the work that we do today is not completely, but it's much different than what we did 2 years ago or a year ago. So it's always changing. So there's new technologies, there is new ways to do the things with same technology. So it's unbelievable if you don't train, if you don't keep up with the thing. So yeah, long answer for a problem that I don't know if I'm the right person to. But I have the opinion that we can't stop learning.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And well, we see this in Werbeta working on a daily basis, the lifelong learning culture of value. And my next question for you is exactly about that. Like, you said, we don't know if how Weber Academy is going to be or not. It's something that we are working on to launch within the next 6 months. But in terms of right now, if many of our listeners are professionals who are either looking into getting or learning more about DevOps and cloud, are already professionals in the market, what are the certifications you would recommend for instance, for a cloud professional to look into right now? In terms of, I want to start studying, I want to start having my first certifications. What would you recommend?
I think get one of the clouds, 2 of them. See if you're good, 3 of them, like Amazon, Google, and Azure. Take 3 certifications. Take 1 of each. Like the basic one, there's associate for each one of them. So you can at least have an overview of each one and how they have their services, and you probably take, like, I don't know, if you are a technical person, probably a month each studying is not that bad. The associate level is just understanding their product and having basic knowledge of how some of them works is not bad. So with that, you can figure out which one you like more, and then you can go deep on that one. But don't because people usually the AWS or Azure or something is the best one, and then everybody will use that. Yeah, short term you always have more jobs on the bigger one, but computer is about changing. So at some point, someone will beat AWS. It's just will happen. That's how computer works. We have known, maybe Microsoft is one of the last, but it's for sure. You're gonna make your money whatever one of those three you select. There's a bunch of opportunity for whatever one. So pick the one that you like and go deep in that one. After you know the other three. So don't. And then I would say check those related to maybe GitLab or GitHub. I don't know if GitHub has certification, but GitLab I know that they have. It's good to have knowledge on one of those platforms, GitLab or GitHub. I'm not sure if there's a GitHub certification. And then, of course, infrastructure as code. That's a good one. It's important. Get the Terraform certification. There's associate, and then you can go forward. But at least you understand how one tool works again, and you can apply the knowledge for the other ones. The idea of managing states and all those things is repeatable on other case. And maybe not the last, but not the least, is Kubernetes. And then CKA, CKD are very, very important. You don't need to take all of them. But if you want to, I would say that at least one of the clouds and the CKD, CKA are important. So I guess with that, you can say that you are DevOps, and anyone will believe.
That's the important part.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. And we've been talking about people. I want to talk about organizations now as our final question. In terms of an organization and the different certifications an organization could have, what is the most important, or couple of, or as many as you can list, what is the most important certification a company can look into having?
I guess there's maybe the most important will be like that one, the Great Place to Work, right? But that's a good one. Right. We didn't think about that yet. Maybe we should.
Like a tech company.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
On a tech company, in our case, right? We are currently applying, we are in the process of certifying for SOC 2, which is the idea that the idea of certification is that, or one of the ideas, is that we know how to, or we are very good at handling our client data. So this is one important. That's like when I was starting on AWS, on moving people to AWS in 2011, was like a 6 months conversation between lawyers and the two companies just to allow them to move data around. It was awful. And then come those certifications up to ISO 27000, the security ones. So Hype depends on their market, right? They require those certifications. We decided because of that, because we think even though it's a consulting company, but we have some small products internally, it's a good one. I therefore show to our clients that we are committed to do security of their data, and also for ourselves, right? To see, okay, we have someone else that came in, look at what we're doing, and we're doing good. So
that's great.
That is the one that we selected for. So we're proving we're getting a year. So you see, the problem with certification that we have to pay every year, but it's good. So good.
Well,
what do you think about that? What do you think about training and like certifications and things like that?
I mean, I think that's what I said at the beginning, right? Certifications have, as you said, have an expiry date, most of them, and they are updated more often than a university degree. For instance, I am, my background is in business administration and marketing, and I left university in 2014. And when I left university, digital marketing was already like huge, but I didn't have one single discipline, one single subject in university about digital marketing.
Wow.
So, and my university was like the biggest marketing university in Brazil. Not that I want to brag about it, but it was. And I didn't have one single class about digital marketing. So I had to learn digital marketing with certifications. I didn't learn digital marketing.
Yeah, but you have the title, right? Your title doesn't expire.
You have the degree, exactly. Yeah, but I wasn't ready for the market I was, landing on, if we can say that. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with colleges, right? I think so. Yeah, we have to rethink this thing, the whole thing. The education is a huge problem.
Yeah, you gave a very good example on finance education. We don't have that in Brazilian schools. To this day, we don't have that.
Yeah, I didn't know that they had even what is going on here? It's like they came with a checkbook. It was like, what is this? They explained to me. It's like, okay, yeah, that's good for you. You're learning. And then I have to explain to them interests in loans and things like that. It's like, okay, yeah, they have these digital wallets that I give to them called Green something that they have. They have so their weekly money there. They go there, and then they have one savings account there that I pay the interest in this case, right? I don't pay bank. So if they keep the money there, so it's like.
But it's great.
It's capitalism, right? You have to teach people how to live with capitalism, right?
Just the fact that your kids brought this subject home. What is an interest rate? What is a loan? My parents never spoke to me or with me about that. So this is great, and this is we have to know how to live in the world we live in. So,
yeah.
It's great, Joe.
Yeah,
awesome, man.
Right.
Thank you so much, man. And I hope to see you next week here again, as well as I hope to see all of our listeners here. We're going to bring new beers and a new topic, maybe a new guest. Let us know who you want us to invite to our next episode and what topic you want us to talk about. And I'll see you all next week. Joel, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate your insights today again.
Appreciate. Thank you, man.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.